Imagine waking up with no alarm, no meetings, no emails. You wake up, stretch, look around, and ask yourself one simple question. What do I feel like doing today? For most of human history, that was normal life. The modern idea of a job is actually very new. Today, the average person spends around 90,000 hours working during their lifetime. That is about 1/3 of your life. But for most of human history, people did not live like that. There were no offices, no salaries, no career ladder. So what did humans actually do all day? Here's what researchers found. In 1963, archaeologist Richard Lee studied the Juhansi people in Botswana. They were still living as hunters and gatherers. No farming, no supermarkets, no modern jobs. He discovered that adults spent only about 17 hours a week getting food. That's around 2 or 3 days of work each week. The rest of their time was free. And this was not just one group. Researchers saw similar patterns with the Hadza in Tanzania, the Aceh in Paraguay, and the Martu in Australia. Different places. Different cultures, same result. Most hunter-gatherers spent only about 15 to 20 hours each week on survival. Everything else was time for living. Some people hear this and ask, but how do we know ancient humans lived this way too? The answer comes from ancient bones. When scientists compare hunter-gatherer skeletons to early farmer skeletons, the difference is clear. Early farmers were usually shorter. Their bones showed signs of poor nutrition. Their teeth had more cavities because of grain-heavy diets. Their spines showed damage from hard repetitive labor, and many died younger. Hunter-gatherers looked healthier. They were taller, stronger. Their teeth were better. Their joints showed less damage. Their bodies tell a simple story. They were not working harder than us. In many ways, they were working less. But maybe the strongest evidence comes from something surprising. Art. About 30,000 years ago, humans painted incredible animals inside Chauvet Cave in France. These were not simple drawings. The paintings showed movement, shading, and detail. Someone spent hours deep-side a dark cave creating them. Not for food, not for survival, just for beauty and meaning. In Blombo's cave, archaeologists found shell beads that are around 100,000 years old. People traveled long distances to collect shells, then carefully drilled holes into them to make jewelry. And in Germany, researchers found a 40,000-year-old flute made from a bird bone. Someone spent real time making music. These discoveries appear all across the world. Ancient humans decorated things, made jewelry, created music, painted caves, told stories. That is what humans naturally do when they have time. So what did a normal day actually look like? You wake up around sunrise. The fire is still warm from the night before. Someone adds wood. People eat leftover meat, berries, nuts, or fish from earlier hunts. Breakfast is relaxing. People talk, laugh, make plans. Later in the morning, some people may go hunting or gathering, but not always. If there is already enough food, people might stay behind instead. Some sharpen tools, some weave baskets, some prepare animal skins for clothing. And this did not feel like a modern job. There were no clocks, no boss, no deadlines. People worked because skill mattered, because helping the group mattered, because humans enjoy making useful things. When hunting happened, humans often used something called persistence hunting. Instead of sprinting after animals, humans tracked them slowly for hours. We are one of the few animals that can sweat while running long distances. Many animals overheat faster than we do, so humans did not need to be the fastest hunters. We just needed to keep going longer. After food was brought back, everyone ate. And by afternoon, most of the important work was done. Then came something modern people rarely experience. Unstructured time. People rested in the shade, talked with friends, played with children, made jewelry, carved patterns into wood or bone, laughed, napped. Anthropologist James Sussman found that the Juhoansi spent around 6 hours each day simply socializing, talking, storytelling, joking. And this was not useless time. In a world without money or police, relationships were everything. If people trusted you, they shared food with you when times were hard. So social connection was survival. Then night came, and something special happened around the fire. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied conversations among the Juhansi. During the day, conversations were practical. Where are the animals? Which plants are ready? Who shared fairly? But at night, conversations changed completely. People told myths, stories about ancestors, funny stories, dreams, ideas about life and the future. This may have been where human culture truly grew. Around fires, in stories, in shared imagination. Even sleep was different. Before electricity existed, humans often slept in 2 separate phases. People would sleep for about 4 hours, wake naturally for a while, then sleep again. That quiet time in the middle of the night was normal. People prayed, thought quietly, talked softly, reflected. Waking up at 2 a.m. was not considered a problem. It was simply human. So what did a full human day look like? A few hours finding food or making tools. Several hours talking, laughing, resting, and telling stories. Time for music, time for art, time for relationships, and time to simply exist without constantly proving your value through productivity. Then around 10,000 years ago, everything changed. Humans began farming. At first, farming seemed like a great idea. It produced more food. But it also created a new problem. More food allowed populations to grow quickly, and larger populations needed even more food. That meant more farming, more labor, more work. People became trapped in a cycle. Farming required constant effort, planting, weeding, harvesting, protecting crops. The evidence shows early farmers often worked harder and lived less healthy lives than hunter-gatherers before them. But populations kept growing. Soon, societies became larger and more organized. Some people became tool makers, some became soldiers, some became priests or merchants, and slowly, humans created something new: jobs. The idea that your time belongs to someone else in exchange for resources. Eventually, cities grew, schedules appeared, and the old human lifestyle slowly disappeared. Now look at modern life. Many people spend most of their waking hours working. We chase success, money, and productivity almost every day. But for most of human history, humans lived very differently. They had more rest, more social time, more freedom over their day. The freedom many people dream about today was once normal human life. Humans naturally create when they have time. We make music, tell stories, decorate things, laugh together, sit around fires and talk about life. We are still the same species. We still carry those same instincts inside us: the need for rest, connection, meaning creativity. But modern life often pulls us away from them. In many ways, humans traded freedom for stability. More food, larger societies, better security, but also more schedules, more pressure, more work. And maybe that is why so many people today feel exhausted in a way they struggle to explain. Because deep down, part of us still remembers the older human life. A life with more time, more connection, and more room to simply be human.